Hi, everyone. It's Mrs. Drummond again, and I am going to begin with our first Eucharist celebration uh, lessons. But today we're going to talk mostly about the materials that you are going to be using in lieu of making sure that everybody picked up Unit 3 materials, because that's where you will find your first Eucharist folders. So if you haven't picked them up, this is your warning. We will begin next week with lesson 1 in First Eucharist. But before we begin, I just want to tell you how proud I am of everyone who just made their first reconciliation, all your parents and grandparents and whoever helped. I just want to let you know that Father Rogers and Father Furlong were so impressed with what a beautiful job that you did, and how well you did on your first reconciliation. And so that's kudos and congratulations to you in working at home with your parents and your grandparents, and all the practice and studying that you have done. I'm so proud of you all. So now we are going to begin to look at all of our first Eucharist materials. So we're going to talk about everything that's in this folder in lieu of working with it beginning next week. Okay? Alrighty. So again, you would pick up these materials in Unit 3 over at the church. You can pick it up Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 and 4 o'clock. If you come at 4:01, you will not be able to get into the church. So, and you have to go through the side door where the bells are, and they'll be on a table leading up to the offices over at the church. Okay? So here is our first Eucharist materials together in Jesus program. On the left side, you will find a lot of parent materials, and know that later down the line, we will be having a parent meeting for First Eucharist, like we did for First Reconciliation, and how you should be comfortable in using this, because it's going to be set up the same way as you did your First Reconciliation materials and folders. So they'll be set up the same way, the materials will be the same, only you'll be talking about First Eucharist. First, you will find your parent handbook for First Eucharist for this year. Okay, and in that handbook, we will go over during our First Eucharist meeting, parent meeting, but there'll be procedures, what you should be teaching your child, information about the celebration and the ceremony, what to wear, the times, how to receive in a COVID environment, all of the different prayers they should know at this point, and basically words to know. So we'll be covering a lot of this during our parent meeting, but certainly you'd be able to make sure that you look at this so that you know what's coming up. There's information regarding pictures and videos for Galvin photos, if you're interested. And they will have something set up there like they do every year if you want to get pictures taken. There is a poster that you will refer back to for weekly activities that reinforce and supplement the program lessons that you will be teaching each week. Okay, so there are 6 of these, just like there are 6 lessons. Okay, so put this up on your refrigerator or someplace that you will go to and look at weekly. Okay. This is very handy. It is the pamphlet that regards the most questions asked, most frequent questions that are asked by the kids. So you might want to look at this and read it over. It's a quick read before you begin teaching, like this week. You might want to look at all the materials and look at this before you begin teaching, because that way when kids have questions, it'll be in the forefront of your mind. You'll have something prepared that you're comfortable in answering questions. And if they give you a question that's not addressed, please feel free. Everybody has my phone number, my cell phone, my text, my email. Just call someplace for me. I will be happy to give you an answer if I have it. And if I don't, I will be happy to find the answer for you and get back with you as quickly as possible. You know, I like to do that. There are the stickers that go on each of the lessons that the kids enjoy. And then I also, you know, I'm an educator. I ran Sylvan Learning Centers for 20 plus years and I taught in the classroom, tested for a psychologist. I mean, I am an educator. So I gave you a scope and sequence, meaning so that you can see where we're coming from and what we're heading toward in the lessons and objectives being taught, so that you realize a big picture of what's happening for First Eucharist for these kids and their ideas and understanding of what's to come. Okay. And then on the other side, are step-by-step procedures of how to do your lessons, which again, you guys are all proficient at because you've been doing them for First Reconciliation. And the objectives, the procedures will be the same, but the objectives are different because it's First Eucharist. So it gives you step-by-step, step 1, 2, 3, and then also signs of readiness. If your son or daughter is ready for First Communion or First Eucharist. So if you know these things ahead of time, then there are things that you could be looking for and think, oh, wow, you know, they're really understanding this and they're getting this and they're being prepared for a very big day in their lives. Okay, so that's in your program. And then the little 5-question, excuse me, assessments that are done. There are 6 of them, obviously, because there are 6 lessons. I gave you hard copies, and then you can also do them online, as we talked about before, or whatever you're comfortable with, whatever's working for you. In addition, I gave you the answers. It gives you the correct answer that it goes with each of these lessons. I'm sure you know them, but just in case there's a little glitch, there you go. And then this last page that's in there, I typed up step-by-step procedures and websites. So that, for example, there are 6 of these lessons that go with your stickers. And each of the lessons that go with your stickers and your posters, right? With the activities that supplement for throughout the week before you move to the next lesson. So each of these lessons I will teach online beginning next week. We'll start with lesson 1. And then you're following along using this with your stickers. And then when that's all done, then you're going to reinforce with that paper that's inside here. And there's an overview, and then there's also the objectives. And then you can see the videos that are here, and it says click on this. Well, obviously you can't click on that because it's a hard copy. So what I did was I put them for you down here. So then that gives you, so lesson 1, the supplemental video that goes with that is right here. So you type in that website and it will bring you to that video. Lesson 2, this video, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay. If you want to take advantage of the music that's involved with your Together in Jesus First Eucharist, it's right here. And if you would rather take your assessments online instead of those hard copies with the answers, then there are step-by-step procedures on how to do this and how to get it to me. All you have to do is click on submit and it'll come directly to me if you put me as the catechist in the email field. Okay. If you use the hard copy, you can text me, take a picture and send it. Any of the things that you've been doing that you're comfortable with. Okay. So this is a type up with all of the information that's in there so that you can continue to use that. So as you move through your lessons and you look at the videos and you put your stickers in here and you use your poster for the end of the week to reinforce those objectives, mark those on your refrigerators. We will do lessons 1 through 6. And again, kids should be pretty comfortable. Let me put this back in here so that we have all of our materials together. Then you'll look and you have this beautiful folder to keep, it's a keepsake of all the things that you've done. And then you can see on the bottom here, it says prayers to know, Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. Kids know that. Let them continue to practice those prayers. In your parent handbook here, I also have other prayers that they should know. They could be practicing the act of contrition now that that's part of their repertoire. And, you know, their goodnight prayers, their morning prayers, the prayers that they use before each meal. So all of those should be practiced as we move along throughout our faith formation, actually. And then at the bottom here, you'll see how to go to communion correctly or properly. That might be a little bit different because we're in COVID times. So I do have paperwork in this parent handbook that might be a little bit different. Obviously, we're not receiving the blood of Christ, so we will not be practicing that, because that's not something that we're going to be doing during these COVID times. And I'm not really sure how that's going to filter out into our new way of life, actually. So we'll just have to wait and see with that. But with the First Eucharist, look in the parent handbook for information regarding that. And then lastly, as you recall, when we worked through the first reconciliation materials, I had a first reconciliation game online. There is a First Eucharist game that we will be putting online also. You know, we're not going to be doing this right off the bat because you have to have some lessons behind you to answer these questions. So we haven't taught them these things yet. These cards that you cut out after you run all this off, and then you move around the game pieces and so forth. First, we have to teach them some lessons and some information before we can start asking them questions about the information that they've learned. So this will kind of be more of a summary like we did in our first reconciliation training. So this will come a little bit later on, but it will be online for you so that you can print it off and then cut out the cards and then enjoy yourselves again with the materials that you have for First Eucharist. Okay, those are all the things that we'll be doing today, reviewing all the materials, and I will see you again next week regarding our first lesson in First Eucharist. So again, couldn't be more proud of you, and in moving forward with our First Eucharist materials and program. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.